Hi students, so today we're going to be showing you how to print on Excel. So how do we print? We'll click on File, and when we click on File we'll click on Print, and when we click on Print it provides us with a picture of what will be printed on one page. So currently you'll notice that this is your print preview screen, and you'll merely click on the print icon with a little print, a picture of the print on to print. But before doing so, you'll notice it will tell you whether it's in a landscape, it will be printed on a landscape or on portrait. So if you'd like to change it to portrait, you can click on the down arrow and you'll select portrait, and you'll notice how the page changes to portrait. But if you'd like to change it to landscape, you again click on the down arrow and we'll select landscape. Okay, and then obviously you will click print. So we'll go back to home. So we've shown you how to print. Okay, we've shown you what is a print preview screen, and then the print orientation is portrait or landscape. So this is what you need to know for level 2. So you just need to make sure that all the information, just last tip, that all the information will be present on the left side of what is called your page break. Okay, so these little small lines are page breaks. Okay, further on, perhaps I'm going to be working on level 3 and 4s. It's good to know if level 2s would like to just have an idea on what we do with the printing for level 3s and 4s. However, I just want you to remember that you do not need level 2s. You do not need to know how to print with the following that we're going to show you now. Okay, so please do not get confused. This is purely for level 3 and level 4. Okay, so you do not need to worry level 2s. You only need to know how to print, how to check your print preview screen, and how to change the orientation either to portrait or to landscape. So level 3s and 4s, basically print with, when you want to print with row and column headings, this is what we're going to do. So I just want to first show you how it looks without the row and column headings. So if we say File, Print, you'll notice a clean screen. There are no lines. There are no headings. Headings would be your A, B, C, D, and your 1, 2, 3 in terms of your rows. And grid lines would be your lines that you may see like dotted lines. Okay, you will see now what I mean as we go on further. So what do they want us to do? They want us to print with row and column headings. So how do we do this? We click on page layout, and when we click on page layout, on the far right you'll notice there are 2 little sections under sheet options. So it says grid lines and headings. So you'll always notice that the view has to be ticked. So we never touch or untick the view button. So when they're talking about grid lines, they're actually talking about these lines here, you know, where your cells are. So if I untick the view, I'm just unticking for purposes of understanding what you need to do or what happens to those lines. But please do not touch the view ticks. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what happens. So if I untick the view for grid lines, can you see my grid lines disappears? And for the heading, if I untick the view, these are my headings, the ABC and the 1, 2, 3. If I untick it, it also disappears. So now you understand that you never untick the view. Okay, but what you do is you tick the headings, because here they're asking you print with row and column headings. So we're only talking about the headings here, so I'm only going to tick the print box under headings. So where did I go? I went to page layout, headings, and I ticked the print box. I go to File, I go to Print, and voila, I've got A, B, C, D. These are my headings, my column headings, and these are my row headings, and that is what they want if they ask you to please print with row and column headings, and you merely click on the printing picture. Okay, so there we've done the printing with row and column headings. When they say print without row and column headings, you'll go to page layout and you may untick the print because it would be defaulted to this section. So when they say print without row and column headings, they're talking about printing it without the headings. Generally, it will default it to this, so you can merely just go say File, Print, and it should be fine. Okay, so there we've done that one. And then the last two is, the first one says print with grid lines. So if they ask you just to print with grid lines, what will you be doing? That's correct. You'll be going to page layout. You'll only be ticking which box? They're asking print with grid lines. So you'll only tick the grid line box. You will not touch the headings. So you'll click to File, you'll click on Print, and there you have your grid lines. You will notice there are no headings because they requested only grid lines. Okay, we'll go back to File and we will select Home, and we've completed that. When they do ask you to print with headings and grid lines, what do you think you're going to do? Correct, you're going to page layout, you're going to select the print for grid lines as well as the print for headings. Now we'll go to File, we'll go to Print, and what do we see? We see grid lines and we see headings. Okay, and we'll merely go and click on the print icon. And we will select that. And I hope that you understand the printing functions and you will benefit from this video. Thank you.